Greetings YouTube, Sega Zombie here and welcome to another pickups video. Guys, I have been blasting the charity shops. As you might tell in my voice, I've been suffering heavy with man flu. Weren't sure if I was going to pull through, guys. Really didn't. Oh, I felt like death, I really have. The last week, I've really felt ill. I've really wanted to get this video out though, because there's so much. Before I got struck down with the diseases of evil, I've been hitting loads of charity shops, loads of different charity shops. I decided to venture further out and I've been going to charity shops all over the place, just to see what's out there. And my goodness, I have picked up so much stuff. The games room is just full of vintage retro electronics and board games. I've just got absolutely obsessed with board games, but that's for another video. This video, we're focusing on retro games, video games, the passion. The reason why I do it all is to fill the Sega Wall up. And let's just hope I can last this video, guys. I'm going to keep on taking a sip of my brew. Oh, that's better, and let's see if we can pull through together. Right, I've tried to be organised because, like I said, I've picked up an awful lot. One of those has arrived today. We're going to unbox that, get my first impressions, and we're going to play it together, boys. I'm going to set it up like I did in the last pickups video, and you're going to get my first impressions of that game. So, let's begin, boys and girls. Where do we begin? Right, this first pile, we went to a town probably about a 45-50 minute drive from where I live. I went with a friend and he knew the area well and he wanted to show me where all the charity shops and that were. So he come along with me. There was some games to be found. Nothing spectacular, but the prices here were amazing. Now this first massive bundle that I've picked up were 3 games for £1. Now, that's unheard of in my parts. The cheapest I usually find a game is 2 for £1. But these were 3 for £1. And there was another shop we went to which were 4 for £1. But unfortunately, there was nothing in this one. But this one, where they were 3 for £1, that's 33.3333 pence each. So bear that in mind with what I've picked up, guys. And yeah, let's begin. First of all, we've got 3 Xbox original games. The first one up is Enclave. I can remember this. I'm sure this was an early game on the original Xbox. I'm sure it was, because I can remember getting an Xbox, waiting for this game to come out, and for the time it was a really good game. It's all complete. So, proud to add that, because there's quite a few games, guys. I'm going to stack them here on my little table, my little side table. The Sonic side table. Any little jump cuts, it's always because I'm having a coughing fit, boys. It really is. And yeah, I can feel it brewing. It isn't boding well, but let's continue. Next up is Fable. I'm not sure, I haven't had a chance yet to check if I already have Fable, but I'm not going to let that sit there in a 3 for £1, and I know this one is absolutely minty, so that might be a swap over, that one. But yeah, Fable, fantastic game, needs no introduction really. And then one that I am interested in, because I do like the old rally games and arcade races, as you all know, and this one caught my eye, Rally Sport Challenge. Looks interesting, this one, and it's only on Xbox as well, which makes it even more desirable for me. I'm not set on getting a full original Xbox set or anything like that. Would be nice to have the exclusives. I definitely want all the Sega stuff released on the original Xbox. But I'm looking forward to giving this one a blast. Looks good, this one. So they're the 3 original Xbox out of this bundle. Next up, Yes, you've guessed it, guys. Just for you, Alex Nintendo Arcade, we've got some Nintendo Wii. I can't disappoint you now. I have to have Nintendo Wii, don't I? These aren't games necessarily that I'm going to keep, though, in the collection, because the collection is growing massive. And I've got a scale. I just can't help it. I don't know what it is. I keep buying them. But here we go. Let's pick up this next bundle. Sit that on my lap. Bear in mind, guys, these are 33.3333 whatever p, and I weren't going to pass them up. So first up, we've got Cooking Mama, Zumba Fitness 2. I told you they're bad, boys. We Play. That's a bit of a better one. I'm sure I'll play this one with the kids, and it's all there, all complete. So yeah, we'll put that one up there. That's definitely a keeper. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the keepers up here. Yeah, I'm changed my mind, boys. We're going to put the keepers. Actually, I'm going to put the original Xbox here. I'm being fussy now. And then we'll put the Wii there that we're going to keep. And then the stuff I've just bought for absolutely, I have no reason why, because they're not really going to be worth anything. But I always have a pile of stuff. If anyone's interested, down below, I'm sure we can work out a little trade or something like that. I always like to have a shelf of stuff, which, you know, is just handy to have if people are chasing it, you know. And that will be a theme going along with some of these, actually. Next up, we've got Sam de Amigo. And what I didn't do, I thought I checked all the discs. But unfortunately, this one had no disc in it. So I was kind of gutted, but for those of you that have seen my previous videos will know that I've already got Sam D'Amigo, but mine didn't have a manual. So I must have looked in it. I must have just gone disc blind, but yeah, it's definitely got no disc, but it's got that manual. So it's cost me 33.3p for a manual. So, and that is actually in really nice condition, and I have a feeling my Samba is not in quite good nick. Next up, we've got Wii Sports Resort. Isn't this one that goes well on the old CX 2E or holster TV? I'm sure they'll let me know. But I'm sure this one trades in okay at CX, doesn't it, guys? But yeah, Wii Sports Resort. I might give it a play with the kids, but I reckon that one might be trade fodder. And then we've got Mario and Sonic at the Olympics. It's a Sega game. It's Sonic beating Mario, you know, that appeals to me. No manual though, guys, but this one will be a keeper, I think. So that's going to go up on the shelf. And then we've got one that I find fascinating because the ocean scares me senseless. I don't know what it is, that whole isolation, the ocean, being in deep water, I don't know. Bit of a phobia. So, Endless Ocean. And it's mint, absolutely glorious condition. And I think that one's going to be a keeper as well, unless I get too spooked by it. So yeah, all of those were free for £1, which is absolute bargain in my eyes. Oh, we don't stop there. There's another little pile. These ones aren't Wii. These ones are more modern. Well, I say that, one of them's a GameCube game, so it's older, it's more retro, and that is Ace Golf. Now, I've picked up a few little GameCube games over the years. I'm sure I'll give this one a little play, but I'm not really interested in the GameCube. I like the Star Wars games. I wouldn't mind getting Mario Sunshine. I actually really like that game. Luigi's Mansion, F-Zero, they're the games I really like on the GameCube, and they're the only ones I'm really interested in. But free for £1, I weren't going to let that sit there. So that will be trade fodder. Ace Golf. And then a game I absolutely adore, and I forgot this was released on the PlayStation 3. Yeah, we've got a PlayStation 3 game, and I like it that much I bought 2 copies of it. But originally released on the Nintendo Wii, it is the House of the Dead Overkill. Now, this is the director's cut, which I'm sure this contains more missions and more bonus levels than the original Nintendo Wii version. And this version is 3D. and it's all complete, guys. It even has the funky old 80s cardboard red blue lens glasses. Let's try a pair on, shall we? See how they fit. Whoa. That is, with the lights on in here, that is quite trippy actually. Oh, cool. Yeah, so it's got the glasses, everything in it. They're like new, these. And I keep saying these, and I mentioned it. Yeah, I bought 2 copies, so I'm going to keep one for myself. I have my original PlayStation 3 from launch, the one that allows you to play PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, you know, the big one. It's got the yellow light. I put it back in its box. It's sat there for years now. I sold on all my games though, which I do kind of regret that, really, looking back, because I did really love the PlayStation 3. The PlayStation 3 was probably the last sort of modern console that I got a real buzz for the games for it. I really did. There's some great games on the PS3. And this was one of them with the, not move controller, you know what I mean. The wavy stick on the PlayStation 3. PlayStation Move! That was a move controller. PlayStation Move controller was really precise and really good. They really didn't use the PlayStation Move enough. And when they did though, and they done a good game, it really worked. And it had a lot more precision than the Wii, I think. Until they upgraded the Wii with the Motion Plus or whatever it was. But yeah, there's those 2. So, one for trade. And one in the collection, which is going to be odd, but it's House of the Dead. One of my favourite series. It's got to go in the Sega Wall. It really has. What shall we move on to next, guys? Now to quite a rich little market town locally. It's near where my parents live. And my mum took us shopping there one day, a couple of weeks back now. And yeah, I was told, you know, the richer towns is where to go for the charity shops. And yeah, it was. There was some really fantastic stuff. Not a lot of gaming related. But we did go in one charity shop. And I did pick up some games. And I took a punt on these. I know nothing about the PSP. It was a few pickups videos ago now that I was well excited that I'd actually picked up a PSP game at a charity shop. Because I'd never ever seen any, and lo and behold, I think since that video, I have found a PSP game all the time, and this one had 3. So here we go, guys. It was the British Red Cross, and first up we've got MX versus ATV. Now this one's an American release. Not sure if it ever got released in the UK, but it's an American release. Still got the British Red Cross label on there. Cost me £1 in absolutely fantastic condition. PSP, I'm not sure what to do. Do I do a collection? Do I sell them on? Flip them on? Not sure. Undecided with that. So it's going to go on the trade pile. That. Next up, guys. Again for £1, 1 squid. And we've got Dragon Ball Z. What does that say? Shin Budokan 2, is that? Yeah. Shin Budokan 2. I know nothing about Dragon Ball Z. I know there's loads of fans of this. Weren't there comics and cartoon series? It's sort of like anime sort of style. I think I might have played one of the fighting games. I'm sure there was a fighting game. I can't remember what system it was. This kind of looks like a fighter as well. It's actually published by Atari from back in the day. This one looks a good one. Looks like it was a good buy for £1, that one. I thought it would be Dragon Ball Z, like I've said. It's popular. So yeah, that one is going as trade. And then finally, a bit of Crash. And that's Crash Tag Team Racing. So those 3 for £1 each, I think was a really good buy. And like I said, they're all in lovely condition. And yeah, we'll see if they'll make some good trade fodder, I think. So we can recycle them for some lovely Sega. It's what we need to do, boys. It's what we need to do. Moving on, we have some more PSP games. And this was a shopping trip. This was a charity shop hunt in another market town, which was absolutely fantastic. It's the best town I've been to with charity shops, and they've got a good half dozen charity shops, and every single one of them I bought a carry bag of stuff. There was so much good stuff in them. They had electricals, they had board games, some tremendous board games. Oh, I was buzzing. And one of them had some games, and they were PSP games, and they were £2 for £1 in there. And we've got these two. It is Pursuit Force, which was a game I absolutely loved on the PSP back in the day. I can remember I got an import. I couldn't wait for the PSP to get released in the UK. It came out in Japan a good 12 months at least. It might have been longer than that. So I got one imported because I just thought, wow, I want to handheld the quality of a PlayStation 2 in the palm of my hand. Really obsessed with that because I always felt that the reason why I didn't grasp handhelds was because they were limited. Do you get what I mean, guys? You know, they weren't as powerful as your home console. And so to me, some of the games, you know, lacked something for me. You know, I didn't get in as grossed in them as I used to. The original Game Boy, yeah, the Game Gear, but as the Game Boys went on, I lost interest in them, to be honest. And but the PSP really did spark my interest. I got the Japanese one easily a year before it was released here, and I can remember craving games. And one of the first games I did purchase when it was here, I can't remember, but Pursuit Force, great little game, kind of like an arcade racer, crossed with a bit of Chase HQ, crossed with jumping out of the car, you know, a bit of GTA, jumping out of cars, getting into other cars. I absolutely really enjoyed this game. It got a sequel, so it was a popular series at the time. Great visuals, played really well, fast, really good, responsive controls, because usually when these racers done something different, the controls always let it down, but with this game it seemed to flow really well. A really enjoyable game. I might keep this one. I don't know. I'm going to put it on the trade for now because do I really want to start another collection, guys? I don't know. I'm collecting for so much. I'm not sure. Talking of Grand Theft Auto, mentioning sort of like the similarities in that, I also got Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories for the PSP, which I can remember playing this one, and it was a lot of fun as well. I think it's complete, guys. And yeah, so those two for £1. So I weren't going to let them go. And yeah, really chuffed with that. Now we're coming back local now. Distribution centre we've got, which I mention in every video because I go in there all the time. Literally, it's really handy. It's really close to where my kids go to school. So I drop them off at school and boom, I'll go in there and have a look. Or if I'm picking them up, I'll go in there with them, which can be expensive doing that, taking your daughters into a charity shop. They just want to buy all the took that's in there. Yeah, it's very rare this one though has original Xbox, and this is earlier, before I'd gone to these places and picked up these games, and I got a bit excited. I might have overpaid for these, I don't know, but these were all £1 each. So a bit more than 33p, 3 times the price. But first up we've got Scar, which another sort of, what is that? Squadra Corse Alfa Romeo. So you drive an Alfa Romeo, that's cool. I always wanted an Alfa Romeo. Yet to own one of those, maybe one day. But yeah, these were all £1. Complete. Great condition. Never heard of this game. Let me know, guys, is it any good? So we'll put that there. And then we got Far Cry Instincts. I believe I might have made a blunder with this. I might already have this one. I don't know. Never a fan. I never ever got into the Far Cry games. I don't know why. Graphically looked amazing, but I think by then I was starting to tire of first person shooters, to be quite honest. It's not a genre that I'm a huge fan of. I love the early concepts. I love Doom, Duke Nukem. Exhumed on the Saturn was one of my favourites. GoldenEye, I did play that with my mates back in the day on the 64. And then as they got on, I just tired of it, to be quite honest. And moving on, another reason why I tired of it, because my mates on gaming nights just wanted to play Call of Duty all the time. So we got Call of Duty 2. I think that's what it was, you know. We used to have a really varied gaming night. We'd play Mario Kart, tennis, football, you name it, we would play it. Any multiplayers. We used to play so much stuff. Gauntlet. Thinking back, Sensible Soccer. Speedball was a massive favourite. And then into the later consoles, it was FIFA and fighting games, Street Fighter. Oh, they were always hugely popular. But as time went on, as we got older and through the generations of consoles, Call of Duty just dominated. And that's when, unfortunately, my interest died. You know, I just got fed up of endless Call of Duties and spending hours upon end just sitting there playing that. Yeah, it sort of killed it, really. It was just a shame that Call of Duty 2, the big red one. A game I did love back in the day on the original Xbox. And again, I'm not sure if I've got it, but I just can't help it, guys. I just pick this stuff up as soon as I see it. And that is the Chronicles of Riddick. Escape from Butcher Bay, only on Xbox. Like I said, I'm unsure. I need to check my Xbox shelf because I've not really lately. It's glorious condition. Again, £1. So it had to be done, guys. And then we've got a bit of Harry Potter. Harry Potter. Bit of Harry Potter, boys. And the Chamber of Secrets. Again, an early game. I'm sure I played this on the original PlayStation. I can remember my nephew absolutely loving Harry Potter when that come out. And me and him sat and we finished this game. But I don't think it was on the original Xbox. I'm sure it was on the PlayStation. Because he had a PlayStation at the time. But again, this is absolutely mint. With all the leaflets. Really, really chuffed. For £1. And then we've got Halo 2. Which, believe it or not, I don't have this one in my collection. Again, Halo, I'm not a fan, guys. I'm not a fan. I can see why people are, though. It is a great game. Visually and the multiplayer and all of that was really, really ahead of its time. And yeah, it worked really well. But again, by then I was tiring of the genre. That one was a bit more interesting, I suppose, because it was sci-fi, you know. Sci-fi really gripped me. An awesome series now. The last of some of the great arcade races, really. And that is Burnout 3 Takedown. I don't know if this was the best in the series, though. I can't remember. These sort of like blur all into one with me. Lovely condition. £1 paid each for all of those ones. But do you know what? I don't mind that. And I believe I need most of them. I think I might have one or two, but I'm happy with those, guys. Gonna have another sip of my tea because my throat's going. Oh, are you getting bored yet? Are you getting bored of all these, all this took? Don't worry, guys. There is some great games to come. There really is. Something I picked up. Got no interest in this system at all. I did have it. I bought it on launch. I kept it for longer than I thought I would, to be quite honest, but I cashed in on it because I knew one day this system will be probably worth money because the library's small and the console didn't do well. And we're talking about the Nintendo Wii U. What a disaster for Nintendo that was. They've taken that same formula, mixed it up to how they should have with the Wii U and made the Switch, and I think that's why it's such a success. The concept behind the Wii U was good. They just didn't execute it right, and I think they've learned from their mistakes with the Switch, and it works really well. Yeah, I cashed in on my Wii U before it plummeted price-wise, and you know, reinvested the money into something else. But I picked this up because I know my good friend Lee Thornley is going for a full set on the Wii U to put away for a rainy day, and it was £1, guys. £1 paid. And he said he needs it. So that's absolutely brilliant. So that's going to make its way to you, Lee. So that's brilliant. We'll put that in the trade. Get rid of pile. Yeah, it's really important. I wanted to get through this because there's so much stuff. And I've got... Once I'm better, I'm going to be hitting them streets again. Hitting the locals. And I don't want these to pile up too much. Going through these as quick as I can for you guys. We've got 3 more Wii games. These ones were all £1 each. A bit better titles, maybe. I know one of them is. And it's one that I do actually want to really add to the collection. And that is Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, is it? Yeah, Corruption. This one, the case is a little damaged. But it's all mint inside, as you can see. And I can remember really liking the Metroid games that I played on the GameCube. I never finished them. I never got... I think the first one I got pretty much to the end. The second one by then, I think... I weren't playing the GameCube as much. I remember picking it up, but I didn't really get into it. I'd moved on by then. And this one on the Wii completely passed me by. You know, it wasn't until you guys let me know in comments that this was out on the Wii. So I've got it, guys, for £1. And that one I'm definitely happy to put in the collection. Thinking about collecting a set of these on the Wii, actually. And that is the Guitar Hero games. Me and my nephew and a couple of my mates, we absolutely loved the Guitar Hero games. I weren't the best at it. I got quite good. But my nephew, wow, you know, he was expert and everything. I was kind of getting there with certain tracks. Some tracks I just couldn't do. I remember some of the Dragon Force tracks being a right challenge. But yeah, I love my heavy metal. I love rock. And yeah, so Guitar Hero, yeah, it appeals to me. And these two titles are both Guitar Hero games. We've got Guitar Hero 3, Legends of Rock. There's some great songs on this one. All complete. In great condition. I just need to get the guitars, guys. I've got no guitars yet. But, you know, I've only just thought about these, really. So, Legends of Rock. And then Guitar Hero Metallica. I got to see Metallica live back in the day at Milton Keynes. Absolutely amazing band to see. They really were. They sold out a bit, you know, went a bit too soft for my liking. But the Black Album and before, wow. You know, I really liked Metallica. Some great old thrash metal, as we called it back then. But yeah, this has got some classics on it. Creeping Death, Fate of Black, Fight Fire with Fire, For Whom the Bells Tolled. There's some classics on here. Sad But True, The Unforgiven, Whiplash. Oh, that was a good one. So yeah, really looking forward to it. I just need to get a guitar, guys. I need to get a guitar so I can play these. But yeah, looking forward to getting the kids into that as well. I think they're going to enjoy that. God, I'm coughing quite a bit, guys. That's why we're jumping about a bit. But we're getting there. We're getting there. PlayStation 1 games. Not often see PlayStation 1 games. I had to drop my missus off. She was doing a course in a village just outside of my town. And I drove her there. She had an hour's course to do, or test. And I had to wait. So I went round the little village high street. And there were some charity shops. And one of them... Oh, two of them actually had PlayStation games. First of all, I got Dancing Stage Party Edition for £1. I got excited and thought, oh, £1 for a PlayStation game. The case is absolutely fine. Yeah, no cracks or anything. And for £1, I thought, why not? Then I went in another one, and they had games and DVDs were 2 for £1. So I got Dancing Stage Euro Mix. You know, we're not going to find some stellar titles, are we, boys? But these cases are fine. And I don't collect PlayStation 1, but I'm sure someone that I know or someone is going to be appreciative of those. And then finally we've got Dance UK. This one's got loads of stickers and mess on it, but it's going to clean up nice. And like I said, I only picked these up really for the cases. I don't think the games are worth anything. I wouldn't imagine. But, you know, the cases are good. So, yeah, we've got some PlayStation 1 games. Got absolutely no interest. I keep saying that to myself. No interest in it. Scott, don't do it. Right. So we got rid of all that. Are you still watching, guys? I hope you are. I hope you fast forwarded if you get bored, so you can see the juicy stuff. Now we're getting on to the Sega, boys. But before we do, something that's so nostalgic to me, and it was on a local. And I'm sure most of you guys watch Bithead 1000. Absolutely amazing YouTuber. I've been glued to his channel since Tootie UK pointed him out to me. Absolutely love his content. Go and check him out, guys, if you haven't. But Bithead 1000, and he's going on a massive one on retro hi-fi. He's loving his vinyl and stuff like that. And it's sort of, you know, as we do, we watch these videos and the nostalgia of it all and the buzz you get, and he absolutely adores Iron Maiden, which I grew up with Iron Maiden, and I can really relate to a lot of his stories. I've seen Iron Maiden so many times live, and oh, I absolutely adore that band. And yeah, he plays all this great 80s rock and heavy metal, and it's great. And good on him, you know, he's probably getting strikes left, right and centre playing some of that stuff, but you know, good on him, because he's a bigger channel to do that. And I see, it must be psychological, it sticks up here. I was looking on the marketplace and some guy had this, and guys, wow, and I was just like, whoa. I had this when I was sort of like in my very early teens, and it stayed with me until my late teens. It really did. And it's just the sound of it. That's what makes this amazing. But let's just show you. Oh yes, boys. It's a Ghetto Blaster. And it's the Hitachi 3D bass subwoofer. God, it's weighty. Look at that, boys. I do like me old Ghetto Blasters. You know, everyone will say, oh, you know, oh, it's not a great sound or whatever, you know, you've got to have separates. But to me, it's what I grew up with. I had a Ghetto Blaster, numerous Ghetto Blasters growing up. And this one, I can remember just playing Iron Maiden on this. And I got genuine goosebumps, guys. I really did. As soon as I got home, I got the Somewhere in Time album, Iron Maiden, and put it on. I thought, I've got to check it with the album that I remember fondly through this Ghetto Blaster. And God, this thing attracts dust. I'm like dusting it daily, and look at it. It gets covered. I can remember that back in the day, actually. But yeah, originally I had the 3D super woofer system by Hitachi. What's the model number? Model number CX-W500E. And the original one I had was just the tape deck. I can remember it was just the double tape deck on the top. It didn't have the CD player originally. And I can remember my first CD player, I had to save up my paper money and pocket money and that. And I can remember buying a portable CD player, because it was the cheapest way for me to do it, was to buy this portable, sort of like no make really, CD player from Dixon's. And I got the phono leads and I plugged that into my my Hitachi subwoofer. But then my parents got me this bad boy with the CD player incorporated into it, sort of like a year or two later. I can remember me uncle having this. I think my parents bought it off my uncle because he bought it. And then his disappeared and mine appeared one sort of birthday or Christmas. And I was over the moon. I was over the moon with this. And, you know, it sounded just like the tape one to me. And yeah, how badass is that? Oh yeah. Do you know what, guys? Fuck it, let's do it. Let's get some goosebumps together. It's going to do a little jump cut and we'll be back in a moment. Plugged her in. Ooh, honestly, goosebump moment that was. That really was. Hearing this for the first time in this subwoofer. Let's turn her on. Boom. And I think we're going to have to sit her down, guys. You can just about see her in shot. Make sure she's on CD. Always refer to her as a she. Listen to that, boys. With the 3D bass woofer, without the 3D bass woofer. Oh, and wow, I still just turning this little ghetto blaster, I say little, God, turning this on, hearing that is just magic. Nostalgic magic. I'm buzzing, guys, and this has got to be one of my best purchases of the year. It really has. Absolutely chuffed sick to get one of these back in my man cave, back in my Sega room, and I've been playing music on here loads. Fortunately, I still have a few of my original CDs left, so you know, I've got the more modern Ghetto blasters, which I know I've shown off, or Alex showed that off in the Game Room Tour video on Nintendo Arcades thing. I'm getting rid of that. I don't need Bluetooth. I don't need this modern sounding Ghetto blasters. We need to go back, boys. This sounds, Iron Maiden on this sounds, to me, perfect. Iron Maiden on the other modern Ghetto blaster, nah. So that's going. This is staying, definitely 100%. So, you know, it's funny, but I absolutely love the sound of this. I really do. Probably some of you audiophiles and people that are seriously into the sound are probably thinking, whoa. But to me, it's the magic of nostalgia, like it is with everything, guys. It's just a buzz off it. I really do. And that is absolutely bloody fantastic. And do you know what? I'm going to keep it there for now. Unplug it. Trip hazard. But yeah, oh wow. Absolutely. Ugh, love it. So that means we move on after a sip of cold tea. Oh. We move on to some Sega. Yes! Some Sega, and first up, most of you that watched my 100th video celebration, which was all about OutRun, and it wasn't until I started shooting that video and showing off the games that I realised that I didn't have the original OutRun release on the Master System. Well, I had to put that right, boys. I couldn't rest over that. I've got myself a lovely minty OutRun. I was watching this, and I didn't purchase it because my great pal Paul Murdoch, he had it in a bundle that he was selling, and I was like, I'll have that off you. And he said something like, oh, I can do it for £19 posted or something like that. And I was like, yeah, I'll have it, mate. But he's working away, so, you know, it's going to be a bit of a wait. And then this one was about the same price, I believe, on eBay, the one I was watching. And I was like, you know, I'd much rather give Paul me money. But then a best offer come in, as it do sometimes on eBay. And the guy offered me this for 15 quid. And I said to Paul, mate, someone's just offered it to me on eBay for £15. You know, I can't let that go. It's worth, you know, the £19 he was asking, definitely. And it's in good condition. It has got a little crease down the manual, but I reckon I can get that out quite easily. The car is lovely and pristine. And there is a magical place in this heart of mine for the original Master System OutRun, and in some ways I like this version over the Mega Drive version. I really do. It was the first home conversion of OutRun where you had a closer, you know, feel to that original arcade. It really was. The car looked decent. It plays well. I'm going to put some footage up, guys. You know I will. And, you know, the colours, the Sega colours were there. The feel was almost there. This played bloody well. And, yeah, I couldn't rest. I couldn't rest until this was in the Sega Wall. It had to be there. So, I think that's the third pickups in a row, or the third month in a row at least, that I've added a Master System game to the Sega Wall. It had to be done, guys. This had to go into the Sega Wall. Yes! And, you know, I'm getting a bit of a buzz back on the Master System, which I can't do that. I've got to stay focused on the Mega Drive. I really have. And, yeah, that goes proud into the Sega Wall. Next up, a game that I've been after, this one, and it's a Genesis exclusive. Never released in the UK, and I've been after this game for ages. And do you know what? It's never ever popped out, for me anyway, complete at a good price. It tends to always turn up manualless. It's never got a manual, and it, as I've said this before, Genesis games are not always. Mission of this was really, really good. I jumped on it straight away on eBay. I put an offer in on this. I can't remember what it was, but I didn't take the piss. I was sort of like, went in with an offer like a £5 or so less, and the guy accepted it. And that is Toxic Crusaders. So I remember the Troma film. I remember really liking the Toxic Avenger. Quite like the Troma films. They were just trashy B movies, weren't they? Some of them were quite a laugh. Just not disgust and sort of gore and stuff like that. But yeah, but Toxic Avenger became Toxic Crusaders, which became a Saturday morning cartoon, which was a little bit after my time, really. I can't say I really knew the cartoon well, but I had younger brothers and I can remember them being into it. And it's a game I really wanted to get. It's kind of a side-scrolling beat-em-up. Bit more depth to it as well. Nice graphics, seems to play nicely. And it's a game I really wanted to add. So that's Toxic Crusaders, guys. And like I said, it's an absolutely glorious condition. It really is lovely. This one, the manual is really good. It's got a very, very slight curling to the manual, but very, very slight. That's really good for a Genesis release. And the cartridge itself is absolutely spot on. Really pleased with that, guys. So yeah, really chuffed to add another Genesis exclusive to the Sega Wall. We're getting there slowly. Some more lovely Sega. As long as they trickle in, guys, I ain't in no rush. The buzz is in the chase sometimes, and just to feed the Wall, a couple of games here and there a month. I'm happy with that. And I'm over the moon to get this game. I really am. I'm going to play this one a lot more for sure, because it's not a game I'm that familiar with. But yeah, looks nice. Looks nice, this one. So chuffed to put that in the wall. And then finally, we're moving on, and I need to remove this. This literally turned up today, guys. That's what's inspired me as well to get this video done. Just going to rip the address label off there. Yeah, this is a game I've been waiting for ages. I know this game was coming for a physical release. It literally popped up. There's only 999 of these, so I've probably given it away. And you've guessed it, guys, is the box. You've guessed it, guys, I'd imagine. Still waiting for my bloody Xeno Crisis. I'm getting well annoyed with that now. Where's my Xeno Crisis? But we're talking about Ultra Core. It was an unfinished game back in the day. It's sort of like 99% finished, I believe, but it never got a release. Back in the day, it's got a very limited release by Strictly Limited. There's a nice little postcard there. Lovely, that. And here we go, guys. It's in the black case. First impressions, what do I think? Personally, I'm a little disappointed, to be quite honest. I don't know how well that's going to show, guys, but I think we've been spoilt in the last few years, in recent times, with the quality of artwork, printship, and, you know, all what's going into these sort of indie games and reproduction games and things like that. This one, not sure on that artwork. I don't know, guys. Let me know in comments down below what you think if you've got it. Case feels firm enough. That's nice enough. But the back, look at the back. Is it just me? Find and destroy Vance before his evil plan is brought to fruition. 5 large stages, tons of weapons and upgrades, hardcore action, optimised for 50 Hz. Had to be quick on this one, guys. I just got the PAL one. This, literally, Mike, fellow admin, he put the link up saying grab this, guys, before it goes. I got on there straight away. I thought I'd missed it, I really did, because it sort of like glitched. It like wouldn't let me go to the basket, but then I tried it again and it all worked fine. And then literally I can remember people jumping on the post saying, oh my god, I've missed it. It sold out really quick. But yeah, this was released on the Mega SG. I will get one of those one day. It's just the whole bullshit around the delivery and duty that you've got to pay on that. I've heard some horror stories. People paying ridiculous money for that. I just wish some of these, like analog and a lot of this stuff that's coming out in America, they open it up and get a bit broader with their distribution, you know. Us poor old Brits, we're getting stung heavy on administration fees and duty fees and all of that. You know, so a console that's not cheap then becomes really expensive when you add all those fees on. So it's kind of, I've held back, and I knew the Mega Drive Mini was coming. So yeah, I've sort of like thought, you know, I haven't got a spare 200-300 quid to throw away on the Mega SG at the minute. So yeah, that was an exclusive with that. So Ultra Core hard copy release. Let's do it, guys. There's the sticker there. Let's open it up. Just trying to lift it. Oh yeah, I'm just going to pull it open. Ooh, smells very plasticky, but very new. Oh, there's something special about getting a brand new Mega Drive. There really is. But yeah, there we go, guys. Untouched. Until now. Cool, the cart feels quite light. Oh, I don't know. No, it has got a bit of weight to it, I suppose. But yeah, the cart's not too bad, guys. Ultra Core. Yeah, no, I don't mind the artwork on the cartridge. Quite happy with that. Quite cheeky plastic though. The grade of plastic's not quite right. But that's a little gripe. And then the manual. Let's have a little look at the manual. Get that out. Oh, look at that. That is absolutely crisp. Look at that. Strictly limited. Again. It's the manual, guys. Try and not get the glare on it. Again, it's sort of layout. It's done. I don't know, guys. What do you think? I don't think as much love has gone into this sort of like layout and the artwork of this game. You know, it's all there. It's got all the information you require. Weapons, items, the screen layout, tips and tricks, and the soundtrack. That's quite nice. It's very detailed. I'm just not sure if I like. Got the little notes at the back there and credits. Yeah. The card's okay. The paper quality's okay. I'm just not a fan of the art design. I don't know. That's enough of talking about the presentation and the box art. Let's play it, guys. Oh yes, we're going to do it. We're going to go over to the gaming station and we're going to give this a playthrough. See you in a minute, guys. So here we go, guys. Here's Ultra Core. A closer look, just so you guys can see what I mean about the presentation. It's not the artwork so much, even though it's not the best artwork. It's more the presentation of it. I don't like how the artwork sits on the box. I think a lot of what leads me to disliking that is, if you look, this is supposed to be in the traditional black with silver grid design, and it's so darkly printed. If I angle it in the light, you can just about see it, but it really is quite darkly printed. And I think the back there, the how that's been laid out, it looks like there's no thought really gone into that. That's been knocked together in, what, 5 minutes or something? That's not very impressive at all. It's a shame, but we've talked about the presentation enough. Is the cartridge. Let's slap that into the Mega Drive and get underway. I'm going to turn the light, dim that light, so we get a better picture. Let's plug it into the good old Mega Drive. Switch her on. Digital illusions. So we're going to take a quick look at the controls. Let's start, guys. Just going to turn the volume down a bit. I'm getting blasted out there, guys. Wow. This really is smooth. Very Turrican. The music is fantastic. The sound effects are great. The controls are absolutely awesome. Really fluid on the D-pad. Oh, I kind of thought we might have been able to go down there. Oh, look how he runs. The sprite work is brilliant. Such a shame, it makes it even more a shame over the box art presentation, because the presentation of the game is first rate, it really is. Wow. This game's been worth the wait, boys. Oh, there's a gun there. Oh, I love that fallen soldier there. Something shooting me from above. Oh, I think I just used the smart bomb. Whoa, this is really good. There we go. Another fallen comrade there. Doors opened. Let's go down. Oh, and he's lost a life. Whoa. Fantastic visually, it really is. Oh, not quite sure how I'm going to get across there. There we go. Oh. Oh. I'm just gung-hoing it, guys. We've got the yellow card we need for that door, but there's places to go. Everything is spot on, the sound effects. Oh, it's fantastic. Blown away, guys. Blown away by this. No, I'm just John Jaying it too much. That's one down. Oof. Whoa, what an adrenaline rush that was! I need to figure out how to do a bigger jump, I really do. Oh, and he dies straight away! And that's game over, guys. Well, there's a quick blast, because this video is long enough. There is an absolutely fantastic game to add to the Mega Drive library. Wow, what a game. The presentation of the game is absolutely first rate. Box art, not. But what a game, guys. Oh, wow. That really is fantastic. I'm Sega Zombie. Until the next time, guys, goodbye.